Home point updated.
Welcome to the seventh day of racing in the Optimist World Championship in Portorož, Slovenia. We are now watching the gold fleet lining up for the third race of the finals. We have had 7 days. That was a bit of background noise, yeah. We've had 3 days of qualifying with fairly strong wind, varying on the third. Yesterday, we had the first 2 races. They were tricky condition-wise, but we were successful in that. Now very close to start here. They are off. They're off for the race.
Yes, and now let's switch views here a bit from the pin and start.
Why? Okay.
We're seeing here the boats in the race committee. It looks like it was a general recall. Yes, it was a general recall. We can see that because we're seeing the blue and yellow triangular flag that has just been hoisted by the race committee. This means that the start will be repeated again. Many boats were over the starting line, especially in that pin end that was very, very congested. So the race committee will now go again, and they will go probably with black flag. So let's just go now over the overall standing. We have Nikolaos Papas from Greece in first place, followed by Manuel Braganza from Brazil in second place. Third up, we have Mihail Zobek from Slovenia, followed by Portuguese Guilherme Rieder. Fifth place for another Greek. This time is Georgios Karnavas, followed by in sixth place Denmark's Karl Birgersson. Seventh and first girl overall, it's Ola Lubjanska. Eighth for local Slovenian sailor Val Grebek. Ninth for Germans Johnny Seekamp, and 10th overall, rounding the top 10, we have Lucas Cao from Singapore. We will now see the race committee lowering the general recall flag, and we will go again with the starting line. Let's just switch camera and stay hovering over the race committee.
Landing. Takeoff. Home point updated.
Flag is up, as I was commenting before. We're already inside these last 4 minutes for the gold fleet. We're seeing the fleet again very spread out still. A few boats here in this committee end, a bit more in the pin end, and we're seeing the fleets in the back just waiting for their turn. The fleets in the back are the silver, bronze, and emerald fleet. You can also see few ribs that are marking the limit zone. That means that the sailors and coaches that are not racing cannot go above this zone, as they will get penalty for them and their sailors.
So, Pablo, normally they get the U flag starting out, right? And you give them a little bit of trust. But then if they break that trust, that's when the starting committee will hand them the black flag. And that will stay for the rest of the day then normally, yeah?
Yeah, if the fleet doesn't behave, the race committee will decide to be a bit more strict, giving them less chances of going over the line. This usually makes the sailors more scared and giving them a bit more space to the finishing line, as to the starting line, as if they're too close, they could risk a last place very, very easily. We're starting to see the fleet getting closer to the line, getting more to the defined positions they want to be at. Great shot here from the drone in this committee end. We also have some shots from the pin end. Let's see how it's looking from the other side. From the other side, we see a big bunch of boats approaching on port. We're seeing there Spanish, Swedish, and US sailors looking confident coming here in port. Just to remind everyone watching, those sailors in port don't have right of way, so that means that if any sailor on starboard comes, they need to avoid them either by tacking or by going underneath them. Bit of a line gap now, line sag, as we have this black flag. The sailors are more scared. They don't want to over push it, so they're just being more respectful with the rules and staying a bit farther behind. Let's switch views 1 second.
But that also gives the sailors an option to do that variant where you're actually riding in front of the line.
Yeah. That's definitely one technique that you can use here. Is just come in port, use this line sag and tack where you want to be. We're already in this last minute. We're starting to see lots of repositioning tacks. The sailors are doing these tacks to get a bit of breathing space to leeward, because if they have a boat to leeward too close, it could be game over for them as they can't develop their speed. And we're soon to go. 3, 2, 1, go time now. We're seeing all the sailors accelerating.
Little bit of a spike at the middle of the fleet there. We will alternate between the different views for you to see as much as possible of the line.
Yes, and looks like Turkish sailor here just starting. Lots of boats deciding to start on port, indicating there's a bit of a left shift, or the left side of the course is has a bit more pressure, or just the pinion is a bit higher up. Those sailors quickly repositioning themselves with a second tack, so they probably didn't manage to cross the group on right side on the committee end.
Dream start if they were below the line for a sailor over there, and also Swedish sailor 4922, I think. Let's switch again to see if we can get. It was probably Singapore boat there as well, yeah. Sean Kam.
Yeah.
Johnny taking out on the right. He was top 10 overall, banking out on the right.
And looks like a sailor in the pinion already has a really good position in respect to the fleet.
Very good.
Let's see if we can get closer after to see him.
And switch views and see if we can see that. No, it's too far away here, right? We also see Brazil 4370 off to a great start. Right out at the corner, we also have Erkut Burak from Turkey.
Bit of a different picture from the last few days. Looks like the course is a bit more filled in with breeze now. Not as many white patches as we saw the other day. Maybe a bit more pressure in this right hand of the course, but for sure.
Peru there, it's probably Joaquin Acevedo, right? And you have a Spanish sailor in a good position up there. Do you see the number?
Yes, that's I believe Joaquin Alejandro Valero from Spain. He's the current Spanish champion. Looking like he got a good start there. And now we're starting to see the fleet going on port. Looks like the leader at the moment is Brazil's Enrique Gomez. We haven't seen Enrique maybe perform as good as his teammates Manuel and Arthur, but he's for sure in a good position also, as he's in this gold fleet. And looks like a Swede sailor coming strong here on starboard.
Two sails. It's Alexander Forsén, 4939.
Definitely got a really good start and is in a really good position for this third race of Gold Fleet. We still have in front of us 3 races today and 2 races tomorrow, so 5 races in Gold Fleet can change everything a lot. It's 70 points per race we're playing.
We see Carl Birgersson, Ernst Åkesson following up there, Denmark, Sweden, Spain. Which one is that?
It's Juan Leonard from Spain, and we also have here the top 5 overall, Georgios Karnavas. In a good position. Carl Bergerson from Denmark just tacking and going towards that left side. We have more of a split decision, whilst yesterday most of the sailors were pushing to this left side.
Switching to the other side to see if we can. Sean Kam, Singapore there. Behind someone I didn't catch.
And we're still seeing German Johnny Sapp pushing strong towards that right side of the course with one of his teammates also. I saw another German sailor.
Greece there also.
German sailor. Other one was Henry Alexander. Henry Alexander also had a really great day yesterday with a 5th and an 8th place.
Let's see if the right gives them anything today. It was tough coming from the right in the majority of the races, but also, as you see, there are patches of water that has more wind and patches which are stronger, right?
Yeah, and for these sailors, once you're in the front, you have a plan and you just have to execute what you believe. But for those sailors that they maybe didn't get the best start, they really have to get a decision making time. They have to decide if it's better to go and bad in a wind shadow and bad and not a clear lane towards the side they believe, or try and find a clear lane.
We see the mid here strongly ahead of the right side of the course so far. Switching to the other side, we can see Alexander Forsén, really good start there. Seems like he could be on top in this race, with Carl Birgersson following behind him and 3 other sailors forming a line beside.
Yeah, we have here Enrique Gomez that we saw had a really good start in that left hand side of the course. With him, we also have Alejandro Valero from Spain. So they'll be happy with this result and this initial opening of race 3 of Gold Fleet.
Yeah, they are
looking fast, looking comfortable. Here we also have Ernst from Sweden in a good position in this leading pack with this left shift, but he doesn't have maybe the best lane, as Brazilian sailor is in front, and Spanish sailor to windward is also really pushing, so he can't afford mistakes here, but he's in a good position to open the race. So we're just seeing now this left side of the course, the sailors that have pushed more towards the pin end. We have here Erkut from Turkey. Erkut at the moment is in 12th place overall. Nothing in between here. He didn't have the best day yesterday with a 59 and 22nd, but won one of the initial qualifying races. So lots to play up here. He's 58 points in total, and that may sound like a lot, but he's only 20 points away from 5th place, so lots to play here still. We have Puerto Rican sailors here, 2 of them. It is Puerto Rico's Diego Jose and Rafael Ernesto, and to leeward of them we have Norway's sailor Noah. Noah, I believe, was doing one of the good races yesterday in the Gold Fleet. No, yes, Noah scored the 13 and 21st yesterday, so he'll be happy. And we're getting here a close-up shot of our overall leader, Nicolaos Papas. With me, I have now Santiago from City Sails. He's one of your sailors, right, Santiago?
Yeah, hi guys. Nice to be here. It's amazing to watch the race from this point of view. And yeah, well, Nikos, it's sailing with our sails. He's sailing with the medium. The medium model now, it's for these conditions and for his weight is perfect, and he's really fast. I can see that at the moment he's a bit struggling from the middle right, but he's following the face. I think that today the game is to be able to tack in the good shift and follow the face of the wind. No, so that's why the middle is basically stretching today towards the first mark.
Yeah, definitely something today that you don't want to have the problem of being trapped in a corner and not being able to take the shifts that make you get closer. So as you're saying, Santiago, true, we have to play that middle side. With us here now, we have another Greek sailor.
Yeah, he's also using the medium model. So the Greek team this year has 3 sailors on City Sails. So we're really happy about this. Yeah, 2 medium models. basically the same weight for the sailors, so they're going really fast. And here we have also Manu Bragança from Brazil. He's using a DRS model with a really custom handle of the boat. He's how to say, he's trying to adapt his way of sailing to the sail, so, and it's working really good. He's using also one of our medium masts. We have been producing the medium mast since the end of last year, and nowadays we have three models: the flex, the medium, and the hard.
And could you tell me the difference between the medium sails the Greeks are using and the DRS from Emmanuel?
Well, basically, the medium is an all-round sail from our models. You can sail it until, let's say, 40 kilos, 41 kilos, and the DRS comes just after that. And the main difference is the radial cut that the DRS has, and we have three models of this sail. We have the DRS minus for lighter sailors. We have the DRS classic, the sail that Manu is using, and we have the DRS plus plus, that it's a sail adapted to heavier sailors.
Okay, so for sure, looking fast, this DRS looks like we got AP in the race committee. So
Huge shift on the left. Massive.
yeah, look how these sailors are pointing. They're already in ley line, and looks like some that are even on their ley line are pointing even higher. So definitely good call from the race committee to restart the race.
Are you sure that it was for this one? Yeah.
We'll see soon if the race committee was abandoning this race, or maybe it's for the race that's about to start, so the sailors don't have a really unfair advantage once they start. And yes, looks like we got confirmation. It's just AP for the Gold Fleet also, so they'll be going back to the race start and they'll be starting again.
Home point updated.
So back again in the racing, the race committee has changed the race course, and we're back again. We're gonna be with U flag this third attempt for race number 3 of Goldfleet. Let's just remind ourselves that the first attempt was a general recall. Then we restarted the race with a black flag, and it got going. But now the race committee had to be abandoned due to a wind shift, and now we're back with this third attempt with U flag. Again, we're seeing many boats approaching on this port end of the start on port. We're getting closer to the gun, and the sailors will be trying to find a good position. Unlucky time for those sailors that were leading the race, and lucky time for those that were in the back. We're seeing many of the sailors that did a good start in the last race trying to redo the same technique. We're seeing here Peru, US, and Spanish sailors among those that were on port. Let's switch cameras. We're into the last minute already of the start of this Gold Fleet race number 3.
But I think there's a little more towards the committee boat in this race. Maybe it's more or less the same.
Yeah,
You never know when you turn the entire course, right? How they actually lined up the line. So there will be different opinions on what end is the best.
Yeah, definitely is not like other races we've seen where everybody's pushing towards that pin and to go to the left side. Now it's more spread out. We've seen, for example, Turkey 1122 doing complete opposite from the last start. And the last one, he was first in pin, and now we're seeing first in committee. So he for sure thinks that something has changed.
Interesting.
Let's go to the pin end 1 second. We're seeing the fleet lined up and ready there. And we're close to gun. We're off now. Now the racing has started. We're seeing Turkey really pushing with this race committee. Looks like it's a general recall. Yes, we have general recall again, so we're going to have to wait to get attempt number 4 of race 3 of Goldfleet. Meanwhile, we wait a bit. So fourth attempt for this race number 3 of Gold Fleet. We're probably going to see the race committee going for black flag, as the sailors were pushing quite a lot in this third attempt, and once we see it, it will be in the 4-minute gun inside the starting time.
Landing.
Wait. So, as I was saying before, black flag is already up. Let's see what the fleet thinks of this time of the race course and how they expect what they expect to happen. So whilst we're waiting now for the last minute, the fleet is just positioning themselves. We're gonna go over the overall standings. We have Nicolaos Papas from Greece in first place, followed by Manuel Braganza in second place. Third overall, Michal Zobek from Slovenia, followed by Portuguese Guilherme Rieder. Fifth overall for another Greek sailor. This time it's Georgios Karnavas. Sixth overall, we have Danish Carl Birgersson. Seventh overall, and first girl Ora Lubianska. And eighth place for local Slovenia Val Grebek. Ninth for German Johnny Seekamp. And 10th for Lucas Kao from Singapore. And we're back here with the starting sequence. Still a bit of time left. We're seeing Nicolaos Papas from Greece and Georgios Karnavas from Greece, both in the committee end. And with me now I have Ton.
Hello, Pablo. This is an interesting start. We're going to go to the pin end to see what's going on there.
And looks like the fleet has completely changed their minds, right?
Yeah, it seems like most people are lining up at the boat where it's really crowded. Could be a strategy to do the opposite if you want to prioritize a clear lane after the start. You can go to the pin. It's a little bit simpler to start there, but the problem is if the wind is not strong enough on this side or it's not shifty enough, then there's no way to come back later.
Okay, so the sailors now have to think of what will pay off during the upwind and if this extra risk, let's say, of starting in pin end is good, right?
Yeah, it's really hard to say from these images which one is the best, but the sailors clearly think that the boat end is slightly better.
Again, we're seeing some Spanish sailors pushing for this left-hand side of the course with Swedes and Brazilians. So it looks like some people still think that the original plan of left side is paying off. Let's get close to committee just to see where we are on the starting time. We're in last minute already. We're going to see the fleet really approaching the start line.
Yeah, and looking at the forecast going into the day, we expected a big left shift, and now it's already happened. So that's why some of the sailors are probably thinking it won't go further left. We can see some line sag. There's a single boat going for starboard in the middle, doing a special start I personally call varianten, which is very good when you have an under banana line sag. For now, we can see that the sailors are starting to accelerate.
We're getting very close to gun
Trying
time.
to close the windward gap with one last tack, but most of the sailors accelerate early to be safe. Here at the pin, can see some boats having trouble trying to fetch the anchor line. And
Really?
here are quite straightforward. You can touch the anchor line, but you cannot touch any part of the boat. That's why we don't see the Spanish boat spinning.
Yeah, but usually if you're turning the anchor line, it's pretty much game over, no? Unless you really, really manage to squeeze.
Yeah, correct. So if you get stuck, it's not so easy. But we can see here that last race leader of the cancelled race, Alexander Forsen, had a great start here at the pin end. He's clearly betting on the left side, which paid off in the previous race. But at that time, the wind had not gone left. Meanwhile, we can see the boats who had a great start at the boat end, that they are clearly ahead at the moment. And here we have a closer view of the boats on the right side.
Yeah, we're seeing USA Briggs Kosman. Also, we saw in a second Arthur Lamin. Arthur is doing quite good in the overall standing. He's 11th overall. And we have Ola Lubyanska from Ukraine. She's first girl overall. It looks like she got a great start there with the overall leader, Nicolaos Papas.
Yeah, and Ola is a CD sailor. We have Santiago here with us. Santiago, can you tell us a little bit about her equipment?
Yeah, sure. So about all, here we have it. She's using a DRS model, even if her weight is slightly under 40 kilos. We decided to, together with Pablo, of course, her coach, to put this model of sail. But combining the DRS model with a soft mast, she's using our flex mast from CD Sails. To be honest, is the only sailor now using that model because we just launched it, so it's a brand new thing. But it's working pretty well. Also with an MK3 Flex sprit, and it's a good combination. Stiff boom, soft mast, and semi-soft sprit.
For sure, looking very fast there, Ola. And we just saw the overall leader, Nicolaos Papas. For sure, city sailors are being fast in those regatta. It's really paying off. What is Nicolaos using? Could you tell us?
So Nikos is using a soft set of spars combined with a medium sail, with a medium model. He was using the DRS at the beginning. He was sailing in Greece with the DRS, but together with his coach Leonidas, we decided to try a medium model. It's an easier sail than the DRS, a cross-cut model. And he was flying. So he decided to keep that sail. He won the qualifications in Greece with that model, and he came here to rock it. And at the moment, it's paying, and let's hope that he will continue like this.
Yes, he's definitely rocking it. We're going to do just a quick pause to change one setting from the. Now I'm here with Tom C again, this Gold Fleet race number 3. Let's see around the other camera, see how it's looking for the other side of the course, and see if those sailors pushing for the left side got it right, or it was more those right-hand sailors.
Yeah, to me it looks like the right side is still leading by quite a big margin, but I think the left is slowly climbing back, and this could go either way. The good thing for the guys starting at the boat end is that they were able to continue for starboard, which minimizes the risk for them, while the sailors who start at the pin want to be in port to minimize the risk. But now they have been forced out really far out on the left side.
Yeah, definitely. Like for those sailors more in the port, in the left side of the course, their time on starboard is slowly running out as they're approaching this left ley line, and once they get there, they need to tag, so their chances are starting to run out. Whilst those sailors, as you're saying, Tom, that are on the right hand of the course, have a bit more time on starboard.
Yeah, but what's also interesting here is that's actually only the winning boats at the boat end who are here clearly first. And then it's a big line of boats who had to take a tack out on the right side of the course, and they are further behind, which means I think the left is doing okay.
So what would you say we have to say a strategy as for now would be the winning strategy? High lane towards that left side of the course?
Yeah, definitely you need to go to the left side, but it's not so easy. Do you want to trade away the advantage by going all the way to the pin, or do you want to try and win at the boat?
Ooh.
There are many different strategies here, but here we can see Ola crossing the left side barely. So I think we had something on the left here lately.
Yes, we can see this strong group in the left side of the course just coming through. Ola, one of the few sailors that manages to cross and get to this left side along Nikos from Greece. Those that were bounced back more in the course and had to go to the right side are not having such a great time. We're now again with this left side of the course. Looks like those sailors on the pin end that managed to stay on starboard have been able to capitalize on these gains on the shifted left side. Looking good for the Greeks at the moment, and also for Ola from Ukraine. They're going to be happy overall. We have here the overall two leaders in women's and overall, which are Nikos and Ola from Ukraine. Looks like the city sailors today are extremely fast.
Yeah, I agree. And now we can see a little bit of an eternal battle between them. So let's follow these two sailors and look at their technique and have Santi here comment on this.
Yeah, I have seen Manu Braganza crossing to the right side on leeward of the first group, but on the top we can see I can see Christian Castellan from Italy, 98.49. He's 12 at the moment in the ranking. Then we have Olga Lubyanska, always with CD Sail on leeward with the mid. No, let's see who is. Yeah, it's Nikos from Greece with the medium. And yeah, we have a full set of CD sails. I see.
Yeah, looks like today we're doing a speed test with
Great,
CSL, right, in this Gulf fleet.
What is going on here? Huh? No, it's nice to see them. It's nice. We are really happy that the product that we are providing the sailors is really good, has a really good quality, and the sales are really fast. We're really happy. It doesn't matter how the World Championship will end. We are really happy about the performance of the sailors and of the product.
Yeah, like definitely these sailors, what they need the most is a good engine. So a good sail is important. Maybe they can make mistakes further on that limit how well or how good they finish, but it's really important, as you're saying, that the engine of the sail is good.
Hey, look.
So now we're seeing the left side hand sailors doing good. Juan Jonar from Spain along Artur Lamin from Brazil looking in strong position here. The left hand side really capitalizing on these gains. For me, I think there's a bit of a geographical wind shift or convergence of winds in this left side hand of the course, and there's getting a bit more pressure. And with this intensity, when you get a bit more pressure, you can also point higher. So it's two gains for the price of one.
Yeah, at the moment the sailors are heading to the first mark on a port board following the good shift. You will see that at a certain point the wind will start to shift to the right and they will start crossing. So I think that the position of Braganza in this moment is really favored. He has his teammate Artur Lamin on windward of Juanito. Juanito is in the middle, you can see it, 3570. But you can see that the wind is going to be slowly turning to the right, and let's see who is going to cross.
Yes, Manuel there has a really, really good opportunity. Let's switch 1 second to Silver Fleet, see how they're starting. And they go up there. Looks like it's a general recall, so we're gonna go again to Gold Fleet and see how they're doing.
Todos afuera.
Now we're in this left side pack. We're already in the pin end here. We're seeing, pin and the left ley line. We're seeing sailors from China, US, Peru, and Sweden. They're gonna be among the top sailors, probably passing lots in the right side, but not that leading group. As Santi said before, the sailors more in the middle have a bit more of a chance of what to do. If the wind goes left, they can capitalize on that left shift, and if it goes right, they can go for a starboard tag and take that right shift. We're slowly getting up to this top upwind mark. Let's see how the crossing looks. Those sailors are a bit more center in the course, looking in a very comfy position there, as they can capitalize both on left hand shifts and right hand shifts. Ola from Ukraine there was in a bit more center position, and she's taking this higher line in the left side and looking good there, I believe, for Manuel Braganza. Manuel is second overall, and good racing here will put him up into first place again. But Georgios and Nicolas from Greece not giving up, and they're also doing another good race.
Yeah, and I would like to add here that we saw Alexander from Sweden being the leading boat from the left side, a little bit outside the camera, which means that most of these leaders are the guys who started more towards the middle and continued starboard. And then we had Ola, who was all the way at the boat trying to cross.
And looks like here a bunch of sailors have been able to extend from those in the right side. Probably they got a bit of a right shift and they took it towards that left side hand of the course. And now they're here pointing high in this left side, and they'll probably be able to capitalize on this port tack.
Yeah, it seems like port tack is going really strong and high at the moment. You don't want to take the starboard tack unless you really have to.
And now that we're getting closer to the mark, it's really important for these leaders where they position themselves with the other boats. In case of what they predict is more important, if they feel that there's a bit more pressure in the ley lines, they could go there. Or if they feel that a shift is coming, they could position themselves either to leeward or windward on other boats. But apart from that, there's always the classic movement of a slam dunk, and that may force lots of movements of the rest of boats. So whenever you're doing that, you have to be really careful and clear of what will happen.
We can see here the umpires positioning themselves near the mark. They will have to look out for any boats accidentally touching the mark. Pablo, what is the penalty if you accidentally touch the mark?
Yeah, it's one turn if you accidentally touch the mark. But still far away from that situation, even for the leading boats, they'll probably have around 1 minute of upwind. So let's see how it plays off. And if you're in the lead, you just have to be comfy and make sure that you don't do stupid mistakes like this.
It seems that now the left side, the right side is slowly paying off. So the sailors that are on the left ley line are suffering. We can see there a couple of boats from the right managing to cross. Thorn, in your opinion, if you are a guy on the left ley line, what will you do?
Yeah, now it's really hard. Depends, of course, how far you are, how close you are to the mark. If you're very close, I think it might be best to just duck now and take the loss to position yourself a little bit better here. We can see the leading boat doing just that, although he was leading, so it was quite easy to come from the right side. But I think soon we will have crowded starboard ley line. Or what do you think, Pab?
Yeah, and looks like Brazilians are taking 1-2. They really had a clear idea of what to do, and let's see how it turns off. First rounding for Manuel from Brazil, followed by Arthur. They're gonna be really happy, and then third we have Danish Carl Birgetsson, and fourth for Nikos, followed by another Greek sailor, Georgios. So they're gonna be happy of having. Looks like Greeks and Brazilians had a clear idea of what to do today.
A good race also for Tomás Morteo from Argentina. He's using also the DRS, same as Manuel. He didn't have a good day yesterday, but today seems that he's on a good shape. Look, Briggs, USA 400 Briggs.
Iconic yellow helmet there.
Yeah, you can recognize him from long away. No, he is a surprise, I have to say. Starting from the qualification to the World Championship, reaching now the top 30, it's something crazy. Then USA also won the third place at the Team Race Championship. So amazing from him. He's super young. He's super young guy.
And we're seeing here the fleet the ley line starting to get tight. Sailors trying to really find a small place to go. It's going to be really, really important to keep clear of penalties here because 2 turns are really expensive and a DSQ more. So the sailors are for sure not going to let any chance pass by.
Yeah, and we're gonna see now the Port Leyland having some issues later on. At the moment, there are no boats coming in from the right side, which is fortunate for the boats on port. And we're actually gonna leave this to watch the Silver Fleet. They're about to start.
I haven't seen the.
So less than 1 minute to go for the Silver Fleet. Let's just remind ourselves that we had a general recall and we've gone with a black flag now. Fleet is behaving a bit better. They know that there's slots in the table and they can't risk a black flag. That's a last place. So they have to really, really keep in mind. It looks like a few boats in the center pin are really close and that pin end is a bit lower and we've just had start now. What do you think, Ton? How is it looking?
Yeah, I think compared to the other start, the Pinnan looks a lot better. I think we will see some boats trying to make the cross pretty soon. While in the Gold Fleet, we saw that nobody at the Pinnan could make the tack early. I'm not sure if they actually moved the line or if the wind has shifted, but we will stay tuned to see the development in this fleet as well.
Maybe what we're seeing now is the wind shift we had at the top mark where lots of sailors were coming with left shift, so it has just come down to this lower part of the course, right?
Yes. Do what says pizza.
And the fleet is going, we're just approaching now this left-hand side of the fleet. We're seeing sailors capitalize on this left-hand shift that we were speaking about before, most of them going on port, some pushing a bit more, maybe they're expecting a bit more left shift, and that's why we're seeing some going more to the left. Many sailors now repositioning themselves on starboard, and some group at the bottom pin end really pushing. Looks like he's having good pressure there. As we can see, the sailors are starting to hike more. Main sheet is in, meaning they're more pressure and they can sail with a tighter lead. So they'll be really happy about that extra pressure. It's been a week that most of the time the sailors have had to be with the legs in and just trying to really struggle and find power. So seeing a change of conditions is going to be nice for all of them and being able to really push the boat to max speed.
landing,
It looks like Spanish sailor Mar Infante is taking the early lead in this left side hand of the course. Mar Infante, reigning world team racing champion, will be happy about also taking race wins in this silver fleet. Unfortunately, she is here in silver. She probably would have liked to be in gold fleet, but still, already being world champion is a great achievement. And now we're here with this gold fleet again. We're seeing the top sailors just rounding in downwind. We're seeing in screen now Briggs from the USA, Michal Zobek from Slovenia. Michal has a really, really good position in the overall standing. He's third overall, but no discard. His worst place is a seventh. So this will allow him to take more risks if he needs so in the following days. Most of the fleet deciding to go on starboard tack. That means there's a bit of left shift, and the sailors will want to keep on going on starboard towards that bottom gate. Brazilian 1-2, not giving up. Arthur Lamin in second place, and first still for Manu Braganza. They're going to be happy, and they're starting to extend a bit. Looks like we had a bit of change on the leaders. Tomas from Argentina managed to pass few boats, whilst now we get them on screen. Looks like it's Georgios from Greece holding into that third place, whilst Nikolaos Papas going a bit lower, sinking underneath this group. So it's going to be a tight battle here. And looks like the fleet has started to stretch out a bit. This first group until the Spanish, US, and Slovenian sailor have managed to extend a bit. Next up is Ola from Ukraine. Ola looking there in a no man's land. She's in front of the group behind, which is coming strongly, but she's not able to catch with this group in front. She's going to be pushing really hard because there's lots to play still for in this next upwind. And if she can manage to catch up, she'll be happy. Great sailing there by Georgios. You can see how he's heeling the boat, bringing it to windward. That just helps him reduce drag and be a bit faster. But something that's really, really important is also to be able to keep the boat stable, because if it's moving around all the time, it's going to be slower. Where you can see the sails really open, well above the 9th degree mark that we commonly know. This is something that really helps with stability, as if the sail comes in, it can make it unstable, as it's now more than 90 degrees. Gravity will always push it open too much, and you'll slow the boat down as you're letting just the wind pass. But we can see common trend of all the sailors opening just a bit more than 90 degrees. This is something we cover in our Road to Gold course, where we're speaking about downwinds with one of the best downwind sailors that we've ever had. It was Italian Alex de Murtas, that legend says he was probably the fastest at the time.
Alex was one of my students when I was working in Regatta, and we were working a lot on downwind, a lot. And when in Riva, you can easily do it, because in the morning you have the wind from north, and you can go downwind for 1 hour, and then when the wind turns to Ora, you can go down again, and you come home. So you do a whole day of downwind.
So you're just surfing there whole day, no?
All day, all day. No, super Alex. And now he has his brother here. He's really talented. I don't know. I haven't seen him now on the screen, but he's doing really good. He's really good. In my opinion, he was one of the contenders for the title.
Yeah, especially in light wind, he was very fast, no?
Really good, really good. Yeah, I don't know what happened mainly yesterday. I think it was a tricky day for many sailors. But at the moment, I think he's 17th in the overall, something like that. 14th. Okay. No, he's really good. He's really good.
He's 14th. He's gonna be really happy about it. He for sure wants to push more than his brother that finished third overall in the world. So he has a mark there that he has to try and pass. But let's see if we manage to see him in screen. We have there an Italian sailor, but it is not. It's not Alex. Let's see if we
Home
find
point
Alex on
updated.
screen.
No, the brother is Andrea.
Sorry, Andrea.
Andreino from Italy, 117, but I cannot see him. Anyways, he has another year, and I think that in Morocco he will do really good.
Takeoff. Home point updated.
Now we're switching to the bronze star just to catch up with the bronze. Less than 1 minute to go. We see a big group really pushing in this pennant, looking very close to the line, no, Santi?
Mamma mia, they are over. Clearly over. I think there's gonna be another general recall.
Yes, look at the race committee already with the general recall flag in hand.
Look at that.
They're going to be happy at least that it's general recall, as it was a U flag and it will not be counted as disqualification.
I think the race committee will have no mercy in the next one. Look at this.
Yes.
Come on, guys. Come on. General recall.
Some video now to rewatch. You will have to check this after racing and see that you are over and checking your transit line time. Back with the leaders of Go Fleet while we're waiting for the Bronze Fleet to start its racing. Looks like a Greek sailor has managed to catch up. It's Georgios. Georgios putting a bit of pressure into Manu Braganza and Nikos from Greece in third overall. It's going to be a tight battle for this first positions, and most of these guys are in the top 10 overall, so they're all really going to be wanting to push.
Yeah, these Greek guys are really fast. They're flying on the water. Sometimes I cannot believe it. And Manu is heavier than them, and he is managing to keep the pace. Also, yesterday during the downwind, he recovered many places. Okay, they chose to go to the left, to the left on the second upwind, and everyone is going there. Also, Artur Lamin. Okay, he lost a couple of places, but
still fourth. He won't complain, that's for sure.
Yeah, who is taking the right? Let's see if we can see.
Let's see if we can get a bit of a better shot now. Moving the drone around.
Yeah.
Looks like a blue sales number to me. Let's see if we can see who he is.
Okay.
First boats here that got the left-hand mark are starting to tack. Some are repositioning themselves just to have a bit of a better lane. We see Ola that has managed to catch up with the group in front, so she's gonna be happy. And the guy that's taking the other mark just took a tack after the rounding, giving a bit more breathing space. If he gets a bit of a right-hand shift, he'll be able to capitalize on past those boats that were on the that took the other turn.
Yeah, you know, Pablo, the problem is that it's Spain. I don't know who is, but the problem is that you cross all the fleet behind, no? All the fleet that is going downwind, you cross it from behind, you get covered. So if you choose to go to the right, I think you need to stretch it a bit and then play outside of the boats coming on downwind. Otherwise, you will be losing some wind.
Yes, it's a tricky move for sure, and you need to be really confident that it's the good move, because if, as you're saying, Santi, if you get a bit of bad wind, you could be game over because you're stuck in no man's land.
Yeah, if I can say a couple of words about Artur Lamin.
Return to home.
He was trying the DRS as his friend Artur, but sí.
For back?
No. Yeah, Artur has the DRS, but he was trying the same sail as Manu Braganza, but at the end he decided to go for the DRS++, that in these conditions can give you some advantage.
So then the DRS++ in this condition must be a fire, no? It's super fast in these light winds, really being able to help the sailors to push through.
Yeah, it's a bit more technical, let's say, because you have more power, you need to manage it. But if you are able to manage it, you can even pull it more inside and have a good angle.
And point as high as you want. No?
Yeah.
It's really important in upwinds. If you can point a bit higher, it can give you lots of times a bit more breathing space, and you can just save situations that are a bit tricky. So sailors are really, really looking to be able to get that extra pointing angles.
Yeah. Hey, Pablo, what do you think is the last boat thinking now?
Last boat is trying to think where can I find clear wind. That's the first priority he has, as if he's in the wind shadows of all the boats. He has trouble because he can't pass. Like if you have less wind and you're in the back, it's really hard to overtake boats. So he needs to find a clear lane whenever he can. Maybe position himself between boats and stuff. It's really tricky stuff. But he needs to really try and find that clear wind, I think.
At least coming from the back, you can see how do they extend, no, to the right and to the left, and take a clear decision. In this moment, it seems that the left side is paying. Manu Braganza stretch on the Greeks, as you can see.
Yeah. At least you can see where the leaders are. We're having here some other shots from this gold fleet. Sorry, it's silver fleet now approaching the top mark. Let's see who's rounding in the top of the silver fleet.
Seems to be the same situation as with the gold fleet, huh?
Yeah. Looks also like the fleet is stretching out. Those boats in the front are really able to capitalize on the shifts and take the advantage. Let's see who is rounding here first. We saw Mar Infante from Spain looking good, but it looks like it's German sailor Niklas rounding in first place. Really comfortable place, so he'll be happy about it. Next up, we have a Korean sailor, Jong Yong. He won the first rate of silver, so looking like he's in a comfortable position in the silver fleet. And let's see who are the next boats coming up.
Seems to be a bit more distance between the sailors. Probably the difference in speed between the first guys outside of the gold fleet and the last guys on the silver is huge. So these kind of regattas are a bit more easy to handle from the guys on the top. Look at that.
Yes, definitely. There's some sailors that maybe some stupid mistake and you're out of gold fleet as it's so tight to get in there. So some sailors will maybe even be contending for top positions in gold fleet, and bad mistake and finishes the regatta early. It's tricky, but that's our sport and that's how it works. And let's check now around the other screens. This is it's gold fleet. We're again with the overall leaders of the regatta. We have here Tomas from Argentina. That's Tomas, right, Santi?
Yeah, he's Tomas Morteo from Argentina, using a classic DRS. I think now he's in sixth position. If he managed to cross the guys on the left, at the moment seems that he might not be able to cross before the 8th position. But anyways, for him in this situation, top 10 in gold fleet will be amazing.
Yes, definitely. Yesterday he didn't have the best day. He scored a 63 and 62. Before that he was coming quite well. He even won the first race of Green Fleet. So he'll be happy again to get into shape and with the flow and being able to score another top 10 in gold fleet.
Yeah, and probably will give him some stamina for another bit and to perform another top 10 in the second one.
Let's check now the last of the starts. We're having here Bronze Fleet, second attempt of start. We saw before that they were really pushing for the line, and looks like we're in a similar situation now, no, Santi?
Yeah, same spot, same guys pushing. But I think that this time the committee will have no mercy. Will will punish the guys, will give some BFDs, and the race will continue. Also because the show must go on. Let's see. Black flag, a couple of boats, and
They're thinking if they can keep the race, if they've got everyone that's over the line. If they think they have done so, they can just get the race going. Those that were over too early, they just get disqualified. They did a mistake and that's it. But for the rest, the race keeps on going. Let's switch cameras, see who we have here. We're here with our overall leaders of Gold Fleet once again. Looks like Briggs is quite speedy, right? He's there in the front. You can see the yellow helmet followed by the boy.
Yeah, the yellow helmet is our mark. Where is he? Where is he? I cannot see him.
He was just to leeward of Georgios from Greece. He's just getting a crossing there.
Yeah. He managed to gain some places, huh? He managed to get some places. In this moment, we have Manu Braganza that is leading, crossing to the right side of the course. Georgios that it's on leeward of him, but it's a bit behind. Let's see if he managed to cross also on his teammate Nikos. Let's see on the tag. I think he will manage. They're really close, but I think Georgios will manage to cross. Let's see.
Yes, it's definitely going to be tight. We have the umpire just beside, I think it's Nikos, just checking him very carefully. He doesn't have any risk. He's a comfortable position, second or third, he will take it. So no need there to over pump the boat or just try to really push the limits. Second or third at the end of the day doesn't really change your points if you're leading overall. So he'll be happy if he can just sail fast, sail clean, and finishing this race.
I think, Pablo, that at the end of the last day, 1 point will matter a lot. But they have to be careful because if they have already a yellow flag, if they get another one, they have to retire from the regatta, and that will be really, really painful for Nikos because he has there was a penalty for measurement, and he had 21 points on a bullet.
Yeah.
So now his discard could be an 8, but now it's at 22. So looking at the point, look at the jury. Mamma mia, it's like a shark. Look at that.
Yes, he's very close there, really
Attention,
checking on
Manu.
everyone. For these sailors, as you're saying, it's very important to not get that yellow flag. You have to be on the limits because yellow flag now is quite stupid. It's worth 1 point, the turns that you lose. So better save that for when you really need to push the boat, when it's a tight situation, tight rounding, or maybe you didn't get the best start. So you have to be smart about that.
Look at the Danish guy. What's the name of the Danish guy? He's really good in this championship.
Carl. He's a 6th overall. The first race of yesterday wasn't the best one. He got a 31st, but in the second one he managed to get a 14th. Looks like he's probably around 5th here, or even 4th, no? Depending on how he's crossing with Artur.
Yeah.
So he's going to be happy with getting a good race into the results. Before that, he had a 15 and a second, a third, and a second in the qualifying series. So for sure, contending for a really good result in this World Championship.
Really smooth, really smooth. So it seems that, okay, Manu, it's close to the ley line. There is a lift on the port tack, so probably Manu will arrive directly to the finish line, and Nikos has to close a bit the distance, and as you said, capitalize on his teammate. Let's see how will they manage to solve this cross. Probably they will do like a butterfly. Nikos stacking and George stacking again. Let's see. No, there is a shiver away, and this can be a bit painful.
Yes.
Nikos, attention there.
We could see the point going there.
Always stay between the finish line and the fleet. Let's see. Mamma mia. And as we said before, 1 point will matter. And this time, Nikos did a mistake. I think to not to bother one of his teammates, he lost 1 point.
Yes, maybe he owed him a favor for something on shore or something, and but looks like 4th place will be for Carl Birgertsson from Denmark, followed by Artur Lamin.
Yeah, if I can say something, Pablo. Sorry if I of course I'm from CD Sales, but this is the 3rd regatta of the Gold Fleet, and it's the 3rd regatta that we do 1, 2, 3.
Wow, looks like CD sales is for sure fast in these conditions.
Yeah.
Next up, Argentinian Tomas.
Good job, Tomas. Good job, Tomas. Let's see. Juanito. Juanito is entering.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be
No?
tight.
Okay.
And,
Tomas enter clear. And Briggs there. Let's see.
Amazing race by Briggs. He managed to overtake a few boats.
Tack, Briggs. Tack, tack, tack. Oh, tack, Briggs. Come on. Come on. This is probably a bad move from Olga.
Yes,
A bad move from Olga.
she could risk it there. Let's see if what Briggs says. Next up, we have Puerto Rico sailor and Slovenian. Looks like it's Puerto Rico's. We're keeping on seeing the finishing line. Looks like Briggs is going to go for a protest, and it was Ines from Puerto Rico that just came back. Now we have Mateo Barker from New Zealand, Alexander Forsen and Ernst from Sweden, Italy's Christian Castellan, and Slovenian local sailor. It is a Lan from Slovenia. He did another good race yesterday in this Gold Fleet, so he'll be happy. 2 U.S. sailors coming through now. It is Miles Gordon and Pablo Munoz. So we're just seeing the big bunch. Look at Andrea de Murtas, incredible overtaking he did there. We didn't see him in screen before with this group, so he's definitely very fast if he managed to pass those many boats.
Yeah. Andreino is really fast. I don't know what is happening during this championship to him, but I think he will surprise us in some of the races that are coming.
Very important here, just being consistent. There are lots of points to play for in this Gold Fleet, and they can't risk having bad races or taking bad results, and you really have to push because you never know what your worst race will be. So if you can pass 10 boats in the last upwind, it will be 10 boats that you've passed, and you have to be happy about it.
Yeah.
And looks like we'll have a general recall in this Emerald Fleet. They'll go again for the start, and let's just keep you posted.
Landing.
We're just seeing on screen the second attempt of the Emerald Fleet start. We'll probably see the starting now go on by black flag instead of a yellow U flag. This will make the sailors have to be a bit more wary where they are and make sure that they're not over the line in the last minute. And in the background, we're seeing already the fleets, the Gulf fleet coming back to the starting line. We expect today to be a day with lots of races as the conditions are marvelous, and see if we can get back into schedule. And now let's go see the bronze rounding whilst we wait for the Emerald Fleet to start. And we're seeing Swiss Sailor rounding in first place, followed by Czech in second place, and looks like Chile Sailor will also be rounding in third place. Fleet really pushing for this left-hand side of the course. We're seeing lots of boats over ley line, really pushed with the left-hand side and tacked on top of each other, and the next one and the next one and the next one. And they just, start piling up. Great landscape here of Portorož and Slovenia. Incredible looking how the landscape looks with the beaches so green.
Yeah, I'm here back in the studio with Pablo. Pablo, how is it looking in the other races? Do we have any reports yet?
We still don't have the results from the updated Gold Fleet race, but looks like for the tactics and strategy of the day, looks like this left-hand side has played overall maybe a bit more pressure here, but sailors have decided usually to really stretch that starboard first lane and on the downwind go on a straight line on starboard towards the gate.
Yeah, and to summarize the week, the days I've been here, it has been mostly the left side that's been paying off. How was it before I arrived, Pablo?
It was also similar. The first 2 days we had a bit of left hand paying. Maybe the first day we saw a bit more of right hand crossings and people starting on the right side. But from the third day onwards, that was super light. We saw that the right hand side was empty.
Yeah, and we're gonna move to Emerald Fleet. They're about to start, and we have Santi here with us, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the sails because when you get a sail, it's also important to get a sail that's adjusted to your level. So here we're gonna follow Emerald Fleet and see how they pick sails here at the World Championship.
Okay, how do we pick a sail? I don't know. How do we pick a sail? The first thing to understand is, as you said, Torn, your level, no? So if I'm a beginner, I will try to use a sail that is, the easiest sail to trim, the easiest sail to handle. The higher is your technique, the more difficult or more difficult the more difficult sail you can pick. For example, if I'm 30 kilos and I'm a beginner, I will try to use and to have a flat sail, okay, the flatter sail that you can, to allow you to manage in all the conditions because you are light and you can manage in light conditions. And when the wind gets stronger, the sail allows you to survive. No?
Yeah, Santi, and we're gonna go back into the sail discussion very soon. While now we're gonna focus on the acceleration part of the Emerald Fleet. We can see that on the pin end we have some favor, and that's why the majority of boats are there. And also they probably looked at other fleets and concluded that the left side is paying off.
Yeah. In your opinion, Thorn, if you are a sailor with not so much experience, will you try to, and you are in the Emerald Fleet, will you try to go for the pinion that is favored, or you will be more conservative and start from the committee? What is your idea?
I have this strategy that I try to teach my sailors to be really good at a few things rather than be average on many things. So in this case, if I had a sailor in this fleet, I would probably try to tell them to do what they're used to. So if they're used to starting at the boat end, they will still try to start at the boat end and play the shifts and the win from there.
Maybe this kind of conditions and the pace of the shift allows you to survive if you start from the committee and from the pinion. No, of course that if the pinion is favored and they cross immediately, they will capitalize immediately the advantage. But if you have a good start on the committee and a good start on the pinion, then you can play it a bit more. What is this?
We are now looking at the bronze fleets. Reaching, looks like it's pretty tight, no?
Yeah. The distance between the sailors is not so much. And here we can notice, and I would like to know your opinion, Thorn,
Yeah.
on the strategy of the reach. Here we can see the first 5 boats following a line, and then all the other guys going higher and higher and higher, okay, like a ladder. No, the first one go high, the second higher, and then the other higher and higher and higher. But we can see also some boats doing the inner.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. First, I tried to look at the angle of the reach, and we can see that we have here a quite open reach, so it's quite low. And at those times, it's possible to do what I call an under banana, when you try to go a little bit lower early on, so that you can go a little bit higher in the end, and you will have your own lane and sail the shorter way. The risk, of course, is that while you're trying to do that, you notice that you get your wind covered by the other sailors in the beginning. So you always have to look back when you go around the upwind mark to see, is there anyone behind me? And if there is, you can't do it.
Yeah. Look at this. Seems that the committee start was not so bad. The guys from the pinner are stretching, but the angle of the guys on the committee, they are surviving. They are surviving. So they have to wait, and they have to hope that this angle will stay as long as possible, so they can manage to capitalize the advantage, and then they have to wait for a shift to go to the mark.
Yeah, and now I think we're into this speed race again, and to continue the discussion we had before Emerald starts. You mentioned that we need to adjust sail to the level, but I will also just emphasize here that all sailors here at the World Championship are quite high level, no? So even at this high level, there are differences between complexity of the sails, no?
One discussion that we had at the loft with Claudio and with some of the coaches was about this, no? About to find the right sail for the conditions that you might expect from the venue. For example, if we knew that in this venue we could have some light conditions, so for the light conditions, a light sailor can go for a more powerful sail. No, if you're a light sailor and you want to have more power on the sail, you can choose a softer set of spars, for example. No, playing mostly on the mast and the sprit.
So we just brought up here the CD sails lineup. Could you just very quickly explain to us the bottom sails, because those are quite new?
Yeah. Well, I would like to say a couple of words also on the cross cut. So the flat, medium, power, and booster. These are really good models, and as you have seen, the sailors in the Gulf fleet, the top sailors are using the medium. So it's a cross cut sail. It's an easy sail to handle, and it's on our 4 models of cross cut. Then we have.
Sorry for interrupting you. We're just gonna go to the finish of the silver fleets. We have Japan winning this race. Do we have any sailors from Japan using CD sails?
I'm not sure. We have sold some sails in Japan. I'm not sure if the sailors here at the World Championship are using our sails. In Japan, is really famous the North sails. They have a base there, North side Japan. I think they're using some of those sails. I'm not sure. Good question. I will check. Here I see a guy from Azerbaijan using the DRS minus. It's the adapted model of the DRS to lighter weight. It's a good solution, but for example, for sailors as Nikos or George, that they can handle a bit more power, it's better to have a medium. Easier to handle, and a sail that you can use and can give you a lot of speed in light conditions.
So we have now the updated results from race number 3 of Goldfleet. We're just going to put them on screen now. We have Nicolas still in the lead, very close with Manuel Orleans. Next up, we have Michal from Slovenia. You can see the overall places haven't changed a lot. Really, really good for a Slovenian sailor. He did an 11th place, and it's his discard, so he's going to be very comfy here. Although Nicolas, with his low points, has been able to pass him on total points. So it's going to be a tight battle between them two. Joan Leonard from Spain, also big mover after this good race today. Mateo Barker also managing to move up few spots, and looks like a second girl overall. We have Ines from Puerto Rico. She has moved up quite a lot with this 10th place she's been able to do in the race of today. And as we can see, still varied results. Some sailors having their discard today. Other sailors like Tomas finally managing a good race in the Gold Fleet. And will soon be going back to the Silver Fleet finishing. But as you can see, These are the results. You can check the results in the 2025 Worlds optiworld.org microsite, where you can check the results, the notice board, and absolutely everything. And just to finalize, top 3 girls overall we have at the moment Ola, Ines, and Margaux in 6th, 11th, and 24th position. And they'll be fighting between them for the girls' title. Let's go back to the Silver Fleet. We're seeing here the medium pack of the Silver Fleet just coming through. Tight finishing here. Few boats finishing in this committee end, whilst others are pushing for the left side.
Pablo, will you prefer to be the last one in the gold or the first one in the silver?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think I would prefer last one in gold, because you always have the opportunity to pass and overtake boats. Whilst if you're in Silver Fleet, best you can do is hold on or go backwards. Depends if sailors pass you. So yeah, it's important. Interesting question, but I would push for last in gold and have the opportunity to take over boats.
Yeah, me too. Hands down. The last one in the gold managed to qualify and then try to do the best that I can.
Yes, and it was super tight. I think only 1 point between the last sailor in the gold and the first in silver. So as you can see, what I was saying before, extremely tight, and small mistakes can be really, really expensive. We're now going to the top mark, I believe, to see the Emeralds fleet. Rounding at the top mark. We'll soon get into position and see the fleet slowly coming up. Let's just remind ourselves that there is this big gap, because Gold Fleet did a few restarts, Silver Fleet did few restarts, and Bronze also did few restarts, so it just kept on delaying everything, and that's why we're seeing such a big time difference between the races.
Yeah, fortunately there is some wind, otherwise poor sailors, they will be there outside with super hot weather, waiting and waiting and waiting. It's important to drink water and eat something.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, no, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate. This is how legends are made.
This is my boat from Facenda. I'm Team Facenda. I've been using Facenda for the pre-worlds and the Regatta before. It's a really good boat. I feel like really fast. I feel like I can pass their ways really good. My tacks, I feel them faster. And today on the team racing, I feel like really fast. So I help my team a lot.
Hello, this is Dick from Winner. We are here in Portorož. We have 75 charter boats here, and we're serving the rest of the fleet as well. Nice to see you.
Hello from Portorož, from the World Championship venue 2025. We are here with our beautiful venue. We expect medium light wind, but can be everything here. So the kids are ready. I see many sailors come earlier here. We are here from one sail to support them, and we will do our best for them. If they need advices, they know where we are, and we will help everybody.
We're back with Gold Fleet race number 9. This is the second race of the day. We're already into procedure. We're here with the U flag. Race committee being very, very lenient because in the last race they had to go with black flag. The two attempts, the first attempt that they had to the AP, and the second attempt that was the real racing. So looks like the race committee is giving them another chance.
Well, let's see how they will manage. The situation is getting spicy here. The sailors are counting the points, and they know that there are how many races left? 4 races left, no?
Yes, 2 today and 2 tomorrow. That's the maximum we can do if the wind conditions allow us to do them. So let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, tomorrow could be a surprise because tomorrow the forecast says that during this night, the wind should turn on northeast and the Bora should start coming. Bora, it's a gradient wind that comes from northeast, and it's pretty strong. And they could find completely different conditions. That will be something interesting to see. Now we can see that probably it's close to 1 minute because the sailors are going down. We have U flag. The boats are pushing on the middle of the line, so they have to pay attention. The U flag went down. Now for some sailors will be painful. Let's see in the middle there. We have we cannot say the numbers, of course, because we cannot use this material for the jury.
But Santi, look at the board beside the race committee on the right-hand side, full of numbers, for sure. Some black flags today.
Oh, mamma mia! Yeah, I think the Gold Fleet, the first race was clear, but of course on the other courses was critical. But look at this, same disposition on the line as the Emerald. We have some boats already over the line. I think it's like 10 seconds. But also look at the boats on the boat end. They are over the orange. So I think it's gonna be general recall for sure. General recall up.
Yes.
Go.
Yes, general call just coming up. Let's change cameras to see it from the other side.
Ooh.
We can see here middle pack really pushing. Those in the pin also pushing, but they for sure were closer to the pin, and it just gives them a bit of more visual approach as to how the line is looking.
Where did you, if you were there, Pablo, in which position would you like to go?
I'm liking more the left, looks like more safe. So depending on how fast I am and how confident I am starting, I would choose maybe more of a center position to windward of this group that's pushing. If I need to just be conservative, and if I want to push more and really need to get a bullet because I need to move the overall standings, or if I would be the Slovenian that's third overall that has no discard, I would try pushing. I would really try pushing because bullet can change the situation for him a lot. He would go into really strong position, no discard, and he could even be seeing a match race tomorrow, and he could afford it as he doesn't have discard.
If I will be the Slovenian kid, I will continue like that, conservative. He knows that he's fast and he can place races inside the top 10. And if he continues like this, he can be a real damage for the top kids.
Yes, definitely. But the Slovenian guy, like, he's had good, consistent top 10s, which is always amazing, is what the coach always are telling you, like, be consistent top 10, be consistent top 10. And once you're in the final day, smash it, do 2 really good races because you can push. So yeah, I agree with you, Santi. Maybe he needs to keep on this discard for tomorrow, and then tomorrow be the day that he really pushes.
Yeah. The thing that you don't know is that there will be a tomorrow. No? So in this championship, you need to do the best that you can. And if tomorrow there are no races, the championship will end after these 2 races that we have here. Huh?
Yes, like in the slide stuff, and we're seeing the Bora that's coming tomorrow quite strong in the morning, and the sea breeze should fill in after a strong gradient wind in the night, but maybe it doesn't materialize. So as you're saying, you have to try and win today. You don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know which is the time limit for tomorrow. Maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I'm not sure. Yeah, to come back to our models, to finish the discussion now that we're waiting, the 5 minutes are coming soon. So we have 4 models cross-cut: the flat, the medium, the power, and the booster. And then we have 3 radial models that are the DRS Classic that Manu Braganza is using, for example. And then we have the flatter model, so the DRS minus. Some sailors are using it here. We launched it not a lot of months ago. It's pretty new, so we have to still find the best solution for this model.
Fine tuning, no?
Yeah, fine tuning to this model and to understand to which sailors are will be the best to give it to them. No, and then we have the DRS that is a really good solution for those sailors that are in between 46 kilos and 50 kilos, that are in those range that they need more power, but still they can manage in light conditions. So this is a good solution, the DRS++. For example, as I said, Arthur Lamin is using that, and he's not so heavy. He's pretty light, similar to Manu Braganza, and he chose to use this model. So it's more a matter of feeling. And then we have the booster. The booster is a well-known model, and it's for those sailors that are over 50 kilos and they need a boost. They use the booster.
Yeah, but to use a booster, you really need to be able to hike it after, no?
Yeah. One solution is to put a soft sprit. So when you pull the main sheet, then you open the leech and you give away some power. That's a good solution. I think we have we are in the 3 minutes now of the start of the goal. Let's see. Black flag.
Yeah, black flag. Everybody has to behave now. Last place is really, really expensive, so sailors can't afford to go over the line.
Yeah, we see some of the leaders there. We see Portugal. I think this is Ryder there, 27:34. If I'm not wrong. Then here close we have Jesper Carlsen. He won the Lake Garda meeting. He's not doing super well in this championship. He had a really bad day yesterday, and today the first one was not brilliant, but the guy is really, really good, and I think that he didn't find his conditions.
Yeah, with Jesper you can see how high the level was. He won Garda meeting, he won Rock, and here he's just struggling a bit. Shame for him. We were speaking with him from Road to Gold earlier this year. He seems like a very bright kid, very smart. Won silver medal last year at the Europeans, so for sure talented sailor. Nobody can say the opposite. And shame things haven't played out for him yet. 4 races where he can give it all and try to push or overtake few boats. So let's see if it goes well for him.
Yeah, look at those guys in the middle. They're a bit crazy, staying over the line in this situation where the black flag is up. It's a bit risky, huh? Let's see. We have a couple of boats over the line waiting.
Yes, and the race committee is about to lower the black flag. If he catches you in the last minute between the triangle between the committee pin and the top mark, it's game over. You have a last place, so you have to watch out to not overdo it.
Hey, look.
And we're in the last minute already. Turkish sailor Erkut really pushing in this committee.
Yeah, look at the boats on the windward side of the pinion, on the left side of the pinion, entering the line, finding the position on starboard. You can see here, finding the position on starboard, and then tacking and getting speed and starting. What do you think about this start?
This is classic Optimist. In other classes, you can't do it because we line up, for example, in 470, very far away from the line, like maybe 3-4 boat lengths, and it takes time to accelerate. But in the Opti, as the class is not the fastest, is the junior class, you can really do this by staying close to the line and just stacking when you're in the position you want. So it's a funny strategy when I first saw it in the Optimist, but it's for sure working for these guys.
Yeah, look at this. I think it's gonna be a good start. It's out. Let's see. General recall.
AP.
Let's see.
Looks like AP is up, no?
No. Ah, yeah, AP. Good move. Good move from the committee. Otherwise, it was a massacre from the committee because the boats were a lot out, and black flags in this situation could be for the sailor really painful. So they did a good move. They decided to go for the AP, and good job, committee.
Yeah. Maybe there, as you're saying, there was too many boats over, and even if you keep on the race, you can't catch everyone, and it's unfair for those that are not over, having to race with those that are over are not caught. So good move there by the race committee, just keeping the race safe and fair.
Yeah. Looking at the sea now, there is still some breeze going. I'm not sure, Pablo, if we're going to do 3 races today. Seems to me that after this one, the day will be over.
Yes, looks like it's getting a bit lighter. It took us a bit of time, the breeze, to pick up. At the moment, we'll have fair conditions, I think, for the next race. Let's see if it holds. It's already quite late. It's 3:30, and sea breezes don't last till very late, as they're created by the difference of temperature between the shore and the sea. So let's see how long it holds.
Look at that. The pennant is taking up the anchor. Probably the committee took a decision to stop the race because of a big shift on the right. Look at that. Look at the angle of the boats on port. They are not even crossing the line. So good decision. But I'm not sure, as I'm not a local, if the wind starts going again to the right, what is going to happen.
Yes, as you're saying there, they're picking up the anchor a bit just to raise the pin and center it to the new direction. Probably we're not seeing it now, but they will also be changing the top mark to keep the race course square and not have bias. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the pin is going into position. Probably they will drop the anchor.
AP is down.
AP is down. Okay, yeah, they drop the anchor, so they leave the pennant. Now there seems to be a bit more equal from both sides, but still the committee, it seems to be that on the pennant they have more wind and on the committee they have more angle. So in that situation, what do we do, Pablo?
So what you were saying, sorry, caught me a bit off guard. I was watching something to keep the stream fair, stream working. You're saying a bit more pressure in the left side of the course, but a bit more of angle in the right side, so a bit of right shift. I would probably try and start. Depends what I think will happen after. If I think it will go to the left, and I can get a good start, I will probably start in pin end, get that extra pressure, and just wait for the wind to go back to the left so I can tack and cross on port. But if I think that the wind will stay more in the right, maybe I aim for a bit of a higher lane, more towards committee, to just block the sailors that are to leeward of me.
Oh, look what happened now. The wind went to the maximum right and now it's coming back to the left. So now the pennant is too high, huh? Look at that.
Yes, so we'll probably be seeing lots of sailors accumulating in the pennant, trying to get that favored side. Also, something important, if the wind goes to the left and the pin line and the pin is up, it will mean that it will take longer to cross, as it will be more like an upwind from committee to pin. So it will mean that we'll probably be seeing less black flags now, as it will take more time for the sailors to cross the line.
Yeah, look at that. The black flag is up and we can see that the angle on the pennant is a bit better. The sailors are moving slowly closer to the pennant, but now the angle is it's too much on the pin, so the committee should put AP again and reset the course. Look at that. It's like a skyscraper.
Yes, you have first upwind to the pin and then upwind to the top mark.
Yeah. These guys on the committee, if they don't move now, they will be suffering during the whole regatta. Let's see. If the committee is... I don't want to say anything about the committee, of course, because they have done a great job now, but look at the angle on the pin. It's crazy, huh?
Yes, maybe they have info that
They're checking. They're checking. Look at that. They're checking the angle.
Yeah.
Let's see the decision, which decision they will take.
Maybe they have some info that in the top part of the course there's a bit of right shift again, so maybe that's why they're going with this decision.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. No, the committee measured the angle and they will continue. They will continue. The black flag is on, so probably we have still a couple of minutes before the start. So thank you, Tam. So we have 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. 1 minute and 15 seconds to the black flag down. So look at that. Look at the angle on the pin.
Look at the sailors all accumulating there.
Mamma mia, it's gonna be carnage.
They want to be the last to get into the line, but they want to get into the line, so they really have to time well how many boats they let pass and how many they don't let pass. But yes, lots of sailors in this pin end.
Mamma mia. Pin end. Look at Marta Mancito sailing on upwind, and she's going almost parallel to the start. Mamma mia. Okay, so we have 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. The sailors are taking their position on the starting line. Since that the committee has intention on continuing, 20 seconds to black flag down to the minute. And there are many sailors only on windward of the pin. So let's see how it's gonna be. We can see that mostly all the same sailors are doing the same strategy during the starts. Let's see, 50 seconds to go. The line at the moment is clear. We can expect two things, a big cross from the left or the wind going back to the right and the guys on the committee crossing. So let's see how it goes. Seems that the wind is coming back to the right. The jury, look at the jury behind the two. We have two juries behind. 30 seconds to start. Oof, there is one boat clearly over the line in the middle. Probably pushing. Oh, attention. 13 seconds to go. 13 seconds to go. The line is mostly clear. Some guys in the middle. And here we go. Not super clear as a start. Let's see what the committee will decide. And as we said, the wind is going back to the right and the committee was favored. Let's see if they put general recall. Seems to me that there is no general recall here. And that was a shift at basically at the last minutes. So the guys that bet to the committee at the moment have a big advantage. We can see Pailin from Thailand with a super clear start from the middle committee. Going forward, we have Manu Braganza from the middle committee. Jesper took a really good start. Also, middle committee. Malta 174. And we have George from Greece also started in the committee. And Nikos Papas also from the committee here. And a bit covered, but he has clear wind. He has clear wind. Let's see how it's going. In this condition, it's and in that position also is super important to hold the line, to not be nervous, and to try to get the maximum speed you can and hold it. This is a good thing. Let's see. He bear away on the Hungarian. His teammate George from Greece had a better start. We have Lamin, Arthur Lamin also from Brazil with clear start from the committee, going up and stretching. And in this moment, looking at the wind conditions and what happened with the pace of the wind, with the shift of the wind will come back at some point to the left. So the sailors that are now sailing on starboard, they have to continue as much as they can, and when they have the shift, they can tack. And in that moment, they will get all the advantage. We have here Manu Braganza. We can see at the position of his body, the front foot is under the strap, really close to the center case.
Really good to transmit to the boat, right? And
exactly. Look at the back foot. That was nice to. If we come back to that position, that will be amazing.
And here we're having more overview picture of the race for Gold Fleet. Some sailors, most of their sailors, really pushing for this left side of the course. Really trying to go here on starboard, so very important to be fast on starboard, as everybody wants to go there. If you slow down too much, could be game over, so you have to try and really go to that left side fast.
Yeah, look at that. And as we said before, the wind is now going to the left, so it's going to be a good moment soon to tack and cross to the right. If you miss this shift, you will miss also the next one. So, for example, Manu Braganza, Georges, they have to tack and go for the cross. Otherwise, the guys from the left will cross them.
Yes. So it's very important where you position yourself. We're seeing here Guilherme Rieder from Portugal, looking in a very good position to decide what to do. If he wants to take this left shift when he comes, he can tack. And if he wants to stay on starboard because he feels there's more pressure in the left side, he can also do so.
Yeah, let's see if it will be nice to see if the start was clear or there was some BFD. Maybe we can check it afterwards and give this information to the viewers. Now you see the people are starting to tack.
We're starting to see here the match off between tacks, because both to leeward tacks on top of you. You have to tack. If you can cross, you cross. If not, you keep on. You have to tack again and find the spot. So it can be very tricky for some sailors. Looks like Italians have it clear. We saw Jesper pushing hard towards this left side. Now we see Andrea. But definitely the early leader of the race looks like Guilherme Rieder.
Yeah, let's see, because it depends on what they will do on the next move. Because if Rider will attack and go for the cross and capitalize the middle, then half of the job is done. But if they wait and they look what is happening, there is another shift on the right, and they are gaining from the middle right. Have you seen?
Yeah, definitely seeing that. I agree with you.
So in this moment, the guys that were in the middle, so the Greek guy and Manu Braganza are gaining.
Rieder using here his chance to cross, probably good move. We're also seeing here Marta. If she can manage to just cross in front of these boats.
Let's see.
That was tight, but she crossed. Let's see what she does here.
I think that Manu Braganza will tack now and avoid the cross with Rider and go for the cross with the fleet. Let's see what he done. What is he doing? Let's see.
Because keeping your chances open are important.
Because the wind is the angle is getting better on the right, so I think he will stretch the cross a bit more. Look, Rider bears away on Braganza. Braganza continues to the left because he's following the wind.
Yes.
Now he tacked. And I think he will try to control a bit the situation. There are two ways of sailing on the upwind. One is following the wind, and one is following the fleet. What do you prefer, Pablo? What do you think about this division on ways of going upwind?
Yes, I think of it in three waves. Sorry. Two are what you're saying. One is like following the fleet. when it's following the shifts. But there's also some days where it's usually like offshore wind that you really have to be looking what's coming to you at that moment and go for it. It's not the case here. It's an easy sea breeze where you just have to time the tags to the wind and to the shifts, and this is what the sailors are doing. I prefer doing that, especially if you're in the lead and you're a fast boat. You have to be confident of what you're seeing also, but yeah, I really like that, following the shifts around.
It will be interesting to put a chronometer and to see how long are the shifts, no? To understand how is the pace of the wind. In these situations, if you are in the two corners, it can be really good or really bad for you. So starting already, as we said before, no? If you start on the committee with a good angle, you need to try to cross and get to the middle and then capitalize the fleet. If you stay on one side, it can be really good, or it can be a disaster.
Yes.
We can see now, as you can see on the screen, some sailors going to the left side of the course, getting away from the mark. Okay, because look at the mark. Where is the mark? And the sailors are still going to the left. In this situation, in this moment, it's better to stay on portboard. That's a good shift.
It's very important to think here about the percentage of time to ley line. It's a very important factor, because if you have 90% of the time on port and 10% on starboard, you really have to go on port, use those chances when you have a left shift to really cross, because if you end up and you have 0% to one tag, whatever comes, either if it's good or bad, you can't use it.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of sailors. Well, at this moment, it's a really good moment for the left. The problem is that with a good angle on the left, you need to cross to the right. If in that moment you are not crossing, what is going to happen is that when you tack, the wind will shift back to the right, and you will be last. Okay, so for example, we have seen Ryder and Manu Braganza in the middle crossing to the right. In this moment, they are not so good, but they have to wait. They have to be patient, wait for the right moment to tack and cross the guys on the left. The guys on the left now, they have really good angle. Look at that.
And incredible, now we're having lots of cameras here to get great shots. We're just seeing here Puerto Rico 100 close up. Puerto Rico looking fast with Joaquin Acevedo from Peru just a bit behind him. Look at the chop, doesn't look easy, Santiago.
No, this is a typical chop from here, and it's not easy. It's not easy. The sailors should understand how much to heel the boat, and they have to pay attention on the speed of the boat. If the boat stops, then you need to restart again, and it's not so good for you.
Yeah, it's definitely complicated. When you slow down, you have to bear away, open the mainsail. It's complicated. It's a long process to speed up the boat again, so you really have to make sure you are on time and that you prevent the boat from slowing down too much.
Yeah, let's see. I lost a bit the guys on the top. I would like to see who are those guys on the...
Let's see if we can get a close-up here. Yes.
Let's see. If this is Ryder and Braganza, they are doing a good job.
Yes, I will put my bets. There's also an Italian, looks like Jesper. Yes, Jesper looks like he heard us after the AP, and he's starting to really push and put some good races. Good close-up here of Carl Birgersson. We can see how he's looking around, really sailing the boat, trying to be fast.
Yeah, they need to be careful. Okay, so here is Giovanni Montesano and Vita Ersek. Vita was the former European champion last year. Now she's here at the World Championship. I would like to see the guys on the middle. Let's see these guys here. Who are they? And if Braganza and Ryder managed to take the wind from the middle left, or if they had some issues. Let's see. The pressure on the left was really good, and the guys managed to stretch. I don't know if this is Jesper from Italy. Let's see. Here we have Ryder, we have Braganza, and we have Jesper.
Yes, Jesper is the one on starboard, right?
Yeah, Jesper is okay. The one that tagged now is Manu Braganza, and then on leeward of him we have Jesper Carlsen. We just spoke about him before the start, huh?
Yeah,
Let's see if they managed to cross. Oh, look at George from Greece. Look at that. He's crossing on starboard. We have also Luque Bautista from Argentina. He didn't have some really good races in the Golf Fleet. He did an amazing job on the qualifications, but
and let's get a bit more close up here for a second. Let's see how it's looking.
Yeah.
And this is a Brazilian sailor, also with CD. Looks like Brazilians are really liking CD, right?
Yeah. 5-on-5, they are using CD, and they are all using the DRS with different models, some DRS Classic and mostly DRS++. So we can see that also this sailor that is really big, really tall, he's managing. Also Lucchesi, 2-1, he's using the DRS++. He decided to use this in this competition.
Yeah, great shots here. You can see all the top guys really working the boat. They can't afford to slow it down. You can see how tricky that chop is looking there.
Yeah.
So great shots here. We're just seeing Guillermo Rieder tacking there.
Yeah, look at this is something new. Look at the front foot
in the back against the side of the boat, and the back foot looks like a tall sailor to me, looking how long his leg is.
Yeah.
Don't know if you know it's Giovanni, no?
No. This is Lucchesi, Pietro Lucchesi.
Yeah, it's Pietro, and look at him working the boat. Incredible job there. You can see it, not slowing it down. So hats off to him.
Yeah. It's interesting to see the position of the feet of the sailors, where they decide to put the pressure. It's another Italian here, but it's on the right side of the course. Christian Castellan. Difficult for him to come back from that situation, but let's see.
Christian won his 9th overall, so he'll be happy. He scored first 35 and 13 on Golf Fleet. He won the first race of Golf Fleet, which was really impressive, really, really hard conditions, and he managed to win it. So let's see how it turns out for him. Let's see if he can manage to. He was in the right, no, Santi?
Yeah, he was in the right. From the drone perspective, it seems to be good, but from this perspective, I think it's gonna be difficult for him to cross. But we never know. Now it has been for a long time a good angle on the left, so the wind should slowly start to go back to the right.
Yeah, we can slowly start seeing sailors here that are above ley line, so that means that they've got more left shift than when they tagged, as you were saying now. And look at these guys here tagging. We see Alexander just tagging there, and it's Andrea de Murtas. He's maybe in ley line or super close, but the sailors more to leeward, to windward. Sorry, they're already above ley line, so it's going to be costly for them, and they really need to try and do this starboard port tack as soon as possible.
Yeah, seems that the wind will be slowly going back to the right, so the guys that went too close to the left ley line will be suffering a bit. In any case, going closer to the ley line in this case will not pay, because the guys, if you have a lefty,
you can use it.
No, you can use it, so you have to bear away. In this moment, you can see, for example, the Turkish 1122 Erkut. He's on the ley line. He has to go fast. It's the only option that he has, because the guys on the middle left are pointing really high. Look at that.
Yes, definitely. If they get more left shift, then it's Erkut is over the ley line, so it won't be good for him. Let's change camera 1 second. We have some close shots here from one of your city sailors.
Yeah, this is George from Greece. He's really good position. Look at this. The front foot is under the front strap, and the back foot it's on the side. So full connection. You can see the tension on the legs, and a lot of work with the main sheet, and a lot of work with the body. Okay, always respecting the rules, of course.
And as soon as he can, main sheet in and pointing higher.
Yeah.
Really important to not slow the boat too much. Great job there by him. Let's change to the Silver Fleet start here. We're still in procedure. They redid the start. Right here, with they have black flag. They did a general recall, and now they're trying again. So we're going to go back to gold, see the gold approach whilst we wait for this fleet to start racing.
Yeah, here we have the approach to the mark. We have seen Lucchesi, also Ryder and Braganza close to the mark. Let's see how they approach. We have I think the first one could be on starboard. Let's see how they manage to cross. Seems that the wind is going down, huh?
Yes, getting a bit lighter. Look like Georgios is fighting here for first place with Manuel Braganza.
Then we have Ryder and Lucchesi. Lucchesi also did a really good day yesterday in the two first regattas of the Gold Fleet. Manu Braganza, let's see if he managed to hit the ley line.
Tight here, tight,
but he managed.
Yes.
Managed. Very good, Pietro. Tight. So here we have a situation that is between the rule number 13 or 18.3 because they were in the zone.
Yes.
But there was nothing. So we see Braganza first, Lucchesi second, Ryder third, George on fourth, but I can see that the wind is going down. Argentina, vamos Argentina. Luque Bautista going
in
fifth position. And I can see
we have Jesper. Jesper was looking few minutes ago, wasn't looking very good. Before he was looking good, so nice to see him turn around and manage to round 6. He'll be happy about this.
Look at that. Hey, Marta Mancito.
Looks like the left paid out, no?
Yeah. The guys on the attention here.
It's Marcos from Brazil, just stucking there in the zone.
Yeah. Marta, this is a really good position for her in this situation.
Yeah, she's also fighting to revalidate her female world champion title, so the more points she can get between her and the other girls, she'll be happy about this, to be able to try and pass few girls to podium position.
Yeah, here we have Ernst also from Sweden, Erkut. So the left really pay at the end. The shift was massive. We have Papas Nikos there. You can see it. He's on top 20 probably. So let's see if he managed to recover. Tim Baile from Switzerland also behind him.
Thailand sailor there, just tucking in the zone close. Really tricky tuck.
That was
and also,
sandwich.
Yeah, sandwich.
Look at that sandwich with Nutella. Look at that.
Carl Birgetsson tucking there. It's getting very light, getting very tricky. So these sailors will be happy if they can manage to do good race in this light stuff.
Yeah, probably it's gonna be the last regatta of the day. So I don't know if the committee will try to finish it at the finish line or they will put Sierra on the gate. Let's see. A regatta in these conditions is important to bring it home.
Yes. If you can finish more races, especially for Gold Fleet, it will be better because a world championship with lots of races really determines who the world champion is. So they'll be happy to get as many races as they can in.
Yeah. Olga in a really bad position there.
We haven't seen, I think, the Puerto Rico sailor Ines.
Which number?
Puerto Rico 103.
103, haven't seen.
And looks like we have Michal here from Slovenia.
Yeah.
Not riding in the best race. Maybe he had a different opinion of what would happen. And here we just see Ines. So Ines and Michal not having the best race. Michal was 3rd overall. He has a 11th as worst race, so he can maybe discard this race if he doesn't manage to pass enough boats. And now we have Ines just rounding there. Ines got a BFD, so whatever she does, she gets into the bag. So it's important for her to really try and push boats, and she will for sure know that.
Yeah. Olga and Ines are here, close to each other. So this is a good one for Marta Mancito that is recovering. I have seen also Pailin from Thailand that is also battling for the third place of the World Championship, female World Championship. So well, they have to try to recover from here and ensure the points.
Yeah, we just saw the third girl overall, Margaux from Hong Kong, rounding mid-fleet.
Yeah, at this point for the girls, if they are not trying to win an overall medal, it's good to look at each other and understand where are the opponents. No, so for example, in this regatta we had Marta in top 10.
Yeah, Mariana from Greece also rounding in good position, so they'll be happy.
And then we have Olga and the girl from Puerto Rico really close, and Margot a bit behind them. So these are the girls that are fighting for the medals.
Yeah, and let's get here some close shot of the leaders in this gold fleet. We can see Manuela and Pietro. First and second, looking back, just trying to see what the fleet is doing. They don't want to get caught under wind shadow from boats going too high, so they have to be careful.
Yeah, they are both using.
Manuel looks happy. He's leading there, and he looks happy looking back.
Yeah, but it's good to smile at the end of the regatta because I don't know. Are they chatting? What are they talking about?
What are they talking?
Maybe they are talking. What have you done yesterday evening? I went.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe they're serious, no? Let's just assume they are.
Yeah, maybe they talk in English, or Manu is talking in Portuguese and Pietro is talking in Italian. I don't know. Maybe they are saying, come on, don't cover me. Let's go to the finish line.
Probably, no?
Yeah, that can be a good deal. Then we have.
And look how the fleet has stretched, eh?
Yeah, crazy. If I will be in the top positions, I will say, okay, guys, I don't want to have a flag. I don't want to have anything. Let's go to the finish line. For me, it's good like this. But as you know, Manu and George are fighting for the World Championship in this moment. So every point will count.
Yeah, for sure. Georgios is not going to let a single one pass. And if he can pass Guillermo, Manuel, and Pietro, he will for sure do so because it's 41 points for Georgios at the moment and 17 and 18 from Manuel. So he has a bit of catching up to do. But Manuel has a really bad race. As this car, he has a 31st. So if he got a bad race, he could easily move back to few positions.
Yeah.
Here we're having the next boats. Marcos from Brazil with Jesper from Italy and Marta from Spain.
Yeah. Pablo, I noticed that the first, the second, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh are using CD. So I'm happy.
Good point.
I'm happy about that.
Good point. Yeah, the sailors, CD for sure, it's fast in these conditions, looking fast. Also, very talented sailors using them. It's tricky sail, as you're saying, but they're really making the most out of it.
I would like to spend a couple of words about Slovenian team. They are doing really, really good. The whole team is performing really good. I think they prepared the regatta in a really good way. And look at the wind. The wind is dropping really bad.
Let's hope they can finish the race in a fair way, just to make sure they get more races in. Looking outside the window, looks like we can still hold a bit more the wind. Let's see if doesn't change lots.
Here we have Artur and Nikos Papas in a discard situation. We need to see if they're going to finish the regatta normally or not. This can be a good let's say a good situation for Manu Braganza because it's a discard for Michael Sobets.
Yes, with this discard, Michael will be in 44 points because his worst race was an 11. So he won't be unhappy, you know. I mean, he'll done 11 today and a 7 that he was discarding, and now he's taking into the bag. So he'll be happy with that. That means his discard is over with a bad race, but They can still push. They still have time. Wind is still on, so let's see if they can manage to pass a few boats.
Yeah. If they shorten the regatta at the gate, then the committee will display the Sierra, the S flag, on one side of the gate, and the sailors should pass in between the two yellow marks, and that will be the end of the regatta. Looking at the conditions now, probably for the committee will be a good option, and I think no one will say anything about it. The Sierra flag, it's a square white flag with a small blue square in the middle, and there was a moment when in a European Championship they display Sierra, and most of the sailor pass between the rib and the mark, getting DSQ for that.
Really?
Yeah, that's
a shame.
not a DSQ, but a DNF, because
Yeah,
they didn't finish. Yes.
Didn't pass the finishing line, doesn't count as finishing.
Yes, yes, yeah. Sometimes you don't know the rule until you don't face the moment.
Yes, because it's really, really weird to get Sierra flag, and the sailors are not used, especially in Optimist. Maybe you see it for the first time here in Worlds for many sailors. So yeah, they'll be a bit surprised. They'll be like, "Oh, what do I do? What do I do?" And maybe they do the right decision just by chance, or maybe they do know it.
Yeah,
It depends.
in that situation, it's better if they don't see the flag and they round the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened to some sailors. Yes, there was a huge problem in one European Championship. I remember in France some years ago. Anyways, we have here the top five. The top five alone going down to the gate. We have Manu Braganza, Pietro Lucchesi. We have Ryder. We have George from Greece, and Luque Bautista from Argentina.
These guys have really, really managed to stretch out from the rest. So they're going to be happy if they can take a good race. Guillermo, like we haven't spoken much about him in the first race, but he's 8th overall. So he'll be happy with another good race. Let's change camera now just to see the fleet from a different angle. And here we have the 5 leading boats. They'll be happy with this race. Pietro, Guillermo, Manuel, Marcos, and Luque Bautista from Argentina. Really managed to stretch out, so good job for them, but the fight is still not over between them, and they really have to try and push each other.
Yeah, but don't push too much, guys. Pay attention to the jury, because the jury it's around the corner and can be a big damage. So if I have to choose between a first and a fifth without the flag, I go for the fifth.
Yes, I take it.
This morning, look at this. I think it's gonna be, if it's not the last downwind, it's gonna be the last regatta of the day.
Yes, getting lighter by the moments. Also looking outside here in the window, getting lighter again. So let's see how it plays out for them.
Yeah, the forecast says that this night, today night, this night and tomorrow morning will be Bora from northeast. Bora is really good for wing foiling here in Portorož, but also in Trieste is really, really good. The only thing is that I don't know if will last until midday or it's gonna drop, and then the sea breeze is coming. The wind is getting really, really light. Let's see if the committee puts Sierra on the...
Pietro here putting the booster, trying to go really fast, has managed to pass some of the boats, whilst Manuela and Georgios just pointing a bit lower, trying to sink inside the group. And you can see how light it is. Pietro's sail just bouncing all the time because it doesn't have lots of pressure.
I see two options here, Pablo. Option one, they finish the regatta at the gate with a Sierra.
Option two,
the race is abandoned.
Hope for them it doesn't get abandoned. We're seeing Jesper in good position and many sailors in good position here that really need this good race, like Marta or Jesper, that are trying to climb the overall. So let's hope it doesn't get abandoned for them. They've really had to fight their way, and it would be a bit sad if it gets abandoned now.
Yeah, seems that there is a bit of current, no? Pushing them from left to right. That's look at the position of the boats. They're trying to fight against the current.
Yes, and these last few days it looks like we've also had a bit of a current. We've seen like how they were drifting a bit, so could be the pattern repeating. Looks like the sailors in the reaching are going fast still, maybe a bit more pressure coming down, but this downwind is looking tricky. Everybody on port. Let's see how it plays out for them.
At this moment, we have Manu and George a bit, let's say, fighting the current, but still in line between the Mark II and the gate. We have Pietro, Luque Bautista, and Ryder on windward. So there will be a moment when they will start bearing away and going a bit faster with the current. But at the moment, this is the situation. So really, really light conditions. In my opinion, will be wise to put Sierra, and I can see a rib there with a flag that seems to be the Sierra. Can you see it on the right side of the gate?
I can't really see. Let's see if we get a bit more clear shot.
Yeah, let's see. Here I can see a Sierra on a rib. Let's see. I can see a man standing with the hands up.
And looks like he's putting the noise, right?
Yeah, it's the noise and the Sierra on the rib. So, as we predicted, here the regatta will come to an end. So, let's see who will cross the gate first.
Now it's, like finishing line, like in Formula 1, you have to mark and you have to pass in between.
Look at that. There are two Sierras. One Sierra on the rib in the middle of the gate and one Sierra away from the gate. Let's see if that is a Sierra or not. Let's see if they continue.
Coach is here wishing that their sailors are seeing that it's Sierra and they're really pushing to go fast.
The guy is measuring the wind.
It is light. It
is super light. Come on, committee. Here.
But good job by them still trying to finish this race. Yeah. Getting one more race in, it wasn't very unfair for them.
Yeah, but at the end, I think it was not a Sierra. From this point of view, no, they are turning the gate. There is no Sierra. Lucchesi turning the mark. Georgi is turning the mark. Braganza turning the mark.
Bautista managed to pass Guillermo.
Very good, Bautista. He's big, eh? He's over 50 kilos. He's using the DRS++, but he's managing to keep the pace.
So we're getting some confirmation now from the next drones we're sending to the water. More soldiers coming in. That there's a bit more wind picking up slowly. And yes, it's starting to refresh here also in the office. So good to see this. That they're going to get that last wind in, last upwind. We're seeing Jesper here just struggling to get to the mark. Sail bouncing around. And we have Erkut also, similar situation. But guys, if you turn around, there's good news coming. There's more wind coming in, so you'll be happy. Look at Andreas. What an overtake he's done. He's there. 1-1, Italy 1-1-7. Great job by him turning around the race. This is how you win world championships at the end of the day.
Yeah, we were talking about Andrea before, and we said that we will expect some surprises. And also Nikos Papas. Mamma mia. Look at that.
Speedy sailors, eh?
Look at that. He was maybe 40 at the top mark, and now he will be turning in top 12 position. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Amazing.
This is what the good guys do. They turn around the race, and when it's looking hard for them, they keep on pushing and just make sure that if it's their discard, at least it's a better discard than when they rounded. They don't give up, and good job for them.
Yeah, this makes the difference, you know.
Yes,
I mean,
this is how you win championships.
Yeah.
Maybe not 2-day regattas, but long championships.
No.
This is how you win it. Marta Mancito just passing there. She'll be happy about being the first girl in this fleet right now, making lots of points to the rest of the girls.
Yeah, I can see also Pailin here from Thailand. She's also fighting for the girls' medal. I can see the girl from Puerto Rico, 103, and I cannot see Olha close by. Probably she's more on the left, but I cannot say. Yeah, she's closer to the left mark, so going to the right after turning the marks.
We have 8 girls in Gold Fleet now. We have Ola, Ines, Margot, Freya, Pailin, Mariana, Vita, and Marta Mancito. They're stretched out in this Gold Fleet, but all of them have one bad race, so everything is open in the girls' podium. We could see any of them doing another bad race, and you do a 5 and the other one does a 50. You're 45 points that you put in the books between you. So, for example, Marta Mancito has 188 points unconfirmed now, and if she would manage to do a 5 and next girl 55, that's 50 points you put in. So she could be just with one race passing from 8th girl to 4th girl, sorry. So she would be very happy if this happens, and everything is open here just as in the overalls.
Yeah, let's see if we can see the upwind. Yeah, there is some wind coming. The guys went to the left. Seems to be a bit more pressure on the left, but let's see how the first cross will go. In these situations, can be critical if you decide to bang one corner and then the pressure comes on the other one. So might be better to be a bit more conservative. Let's see. The first group went straight to the left, and in a situation like this where the pressure is coming, you don't know where the pressure is coming, can be a disaster.
Yes.
Look at this. Look at the pressure. Look at the angle on the right at the moment. I don't know if it was wise from the committee to continue the regatta in these conditions, but
yeah, something that's really important in conditions when it's so light is the difference the pressure does. Pressure gives you speed and angle, so it's 2 benefits for the price of 1. So you really have to look out and see where the pressure is coming from, because if there's 3 knots and you get the pressure with 6 knots, double the wind intensity, and it's just 3 knots more. Maybe from 18 to 21 doesn't do much of a difference, but from 3 to 6 changes the whole scenario a lot.
Look at that situation. Let's see how the cross will go, but seems that the right has more pressure, and the guys that went deep on the left are in a difficult position.
Tricky situation.
Yeah. Look, they are attacking again, attacking. In these conditions like that, probably it was better to finish it at the gate, for sure.
Yes, we haven't checked the race instructions. Maybe it said that they couldn't use Sierra because in some regattas they prefer not to. So this could be the situation where we haven't displayed Sierra.
Yeah, look at this. In this moment, the shift on the right is massive. So the top guys have a different pressure, and the guys that run. Look at this. The finish line it's over there. If this is the guy that it's on the extreme left, I don't know. Let's see. I would like to see a wider angle of. This is Ryder. Probably he's the guy on the extreme left.
Yeah.
No.
Looks like he's more to the center now that we're
Yeah.
getting close out view.
Yeah, the top three guys are losing everything.
I think it's Marcos there, right? Marcos from Brazil, just a bit in front of these two guys, and
This is Manuel
this is
Braganza.
Manuel. So Manuel took good move, taking to that right side.
Yeah,
Jesper and Marta really managing to catch up with him. So definitely a bit more pressure in this right hand side of the course. Good job for these two.
Yeah.
Really pushing, not abandoning. The first five were really far away, but they didn't give up, and it's been good. It's been good for them.
Yeah, I don't know if with a shift like this, if the committee has to cancel the regatta or not. Look at the top three guys.
Completely sank, no wind there.
No wind completely.
And there's one that's going to Croatia.
What happened there? Race abandoned. You see? Race abandoned.
Yeah. So looks like the race is abandoned, as you were saying, Santi. Unfortunate. We're really close to finishing this race, and maybe a Sierra display downwind would have been good for them. So
Come on. We said we said it before the finishing, huh?
yeah.
There were two options: finishing with the Sierra or abandoning the regatta. You know, in these conditions, you should expected this.
Yeah.
Mamma mia, this is.
We can see the Brazilian sailor tagging there, not very happy.
No, not very happy because it was a discard for the opponent, and he was leading the regatta. The committee should have finished the race there at the gate.
Yes.
A pity. Now.
Oh look, we just see Umbrella going to the water there.
But it was clear, no? We could put the.
So looks like the race committee will have to take a decision now if to go back to shore and call it a day, or maybe wait a bit longer. It's getting late. This would mean that we only get one race today, and we would be missing the third race, which we didn't do, the second race, and two more races for tomorrow. So we'll see what the race committee decides to do.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate. This is how legends are made.
This is my boat from Facenda. I'm Team Facenda. I've been using Facenda for the pre-worlds and the regatta before. It's a really good boat. I feel like really fast. I feel like I can pass their ways really good. My tacks, I feel them faster. And today on the team racing, I feel like really fast. So I help my team a lot.
Hello, this is Dick from Winner. We are here in Portorož. We have 75 charter boats here, and we're serving the rest of the fleet as well. Nice to see you.
Hello from Portorož, from the World Championship venue 2025. We are here with our beautiful venue. We expect medium light wind, but can be everything here. So the kids are ready. I see many sailors come earlier here. We are here from one sail to support them, and we will do our best for them. If they need advices, they know where we are, and we will help everybody.